Want to know on how to play the latest Paper Mario 2000 Year Door remake for the Switch? So if you don't have a Switch but want to try out and play this game into your PC, you can do that now. All you have to do is to have a decent PC or laptop, and that you have all of these free files here in your PC, and also that you'll need to install an application called Ryujinx. So for those who didn't know, Ryujinx is a Nintendo Switch emulator. It can play any Nintendo Switch games into your PC as long as you have all of the free files here installed in Ryujinx emulator. And as you can see here, I have Paper Mario 2000 Year Door, and it's in XCI file format with a 5.4 GB file size. And I'm gonna teach you first where to officially get Ryujinx emulator. And to do that is that you will need to open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx emulator in Google search and hit search. Ryujinx.org is their official website, and the first result, click on that, and then click on the Get Started button here. Now you can choose on which installer you want to install into your system or device. There are two installers for Linux, so be sure to choose on which you have. And for Mac, be sure that you are in Mac OS 12 or later version. And for those who are in Windows, be sure that you are in Windows 10 or Windows 11 PC. So since I am in a Windows 11 PC, I'm just going to skip on the download and installation process because I have already done this and I have installed it into my PC. And the download and installation process for this is really easy to do, and it's really straightforward, and anyone can do this. So go ahead, click on it and download it now. And I'm just going to minimize this, and I'm just going to assume that you have already installed Ryujinx emulator. So be sure to open Ryujinx emulator now. And your Ryujinx emulator, if this is your first boot up of Ryujinx emulator, it will not look like mine because mine has already been optimized and have installed the necessary files for it to detect and play Switch games. But for you, it will not be able to play Switch games yet because you will need to have all of these free files first in Ryujinx emulator. So what are those files? These files are the Nintendo Switch firmware and the Nintendo Switch keys. The firmware version should be in 18.0.0 and the keys version should be in 18.0.1 with the XCI or NSP file format of the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. So if you're asking me on how to get all of these files, the most legal way to do this is that you own a Nintendo Switch console which is fully modded and have installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware installed in it, it means that you can now fully access your Nintendo Switch system files. Once you have access on those system files, all you have to do is just look for all of the firmware file of the Switch and the keys file of the Switch and then transfer them into your PC. Now, in order for you to get the game, there's no other way around this, but you should purchase the game legally. Own the physical copy of the game wherein you have purchased it from a physical store, and also from buying it from the eShop. Once you own the game, once you have purchased it, you can now digitally back up that game and dump it into an XCI or NSP file format, just like mine here. So for those who want to try out this game but don't own a Switch and don't know where to get all of these files, all you have to do, guys, is just scan this QR code here in the screen with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you'll be redirected to the page where you can get a copy of these files. Once you are on the site, be sure to check out the entirety of the website and be sure to check out the highlighted files that I have highlighted here in my desktop, and be sure to get a copy of them and then transfer them into your PC. So I'm just gonna skip on that part because you can get it easily, and that you should have it transferred into your PC now. So I'm just going to assume that you have the files, so it's time to install them into your Ryujinx emulator. So go ahead, open Ryujinx emulator again. And the first thing that we'll need to install is the keys. And to do this is just go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then locate System folder. Then open the keys as zip file in the desktop. Then drag and drop the product keys and title keys inside, copy and paste. And if it's your first installation, this folder should be empty, by the way, okay? Once done, close on this. Now, it's time to install a firmware. So go to Ryujinx, go to Tools, install firmware from XCI or zip file, and then locate on that firmware file, and hit Open. And it'll say that we'll have to install this firmware version. Hit Yes, and it'll say Successfully Installed. You'll know that this installation is successful because your Switch games will now be detected and it will show you their game icon. So if you see a game that doesn't have a game icon, that means that you're using an outdated firmware or an outdated key. So be sure to only follow the QR code that we've put in the screen so that you'll only get the latest files, and also the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Now for the next step is that we will need to optimize our Ryujinx emulator so that there'll be no drifting, no crashes, no black screens, or graphical glitches into our playthrough. And to do this is go to Options and go to Settings. And in this part, just be sure to pause the video and copy every setting that you see here. So these are my settings. For the general tab, game directories is wherein you will store your Nintendo Switch games, and it could be anywhere into your PC as long as you know where they are and that they are in XCI or NSB file format. Once done, go to input. So my controller has not been detected, so I'm gonna try and reconnect it again. So the controller that I'll be using is a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So if you have other controllers, such as Xbox or PlayStation controller, you can connect them here. You can map them up according to your liking, but you should change some settings in the dead zone setting here. It should be set in 20.20 or 20% so that it will fix the controller issues having drifting. So if your controller is drifting, you should change this into 0.20. Once done, go to keyboard and hotkeys, just default settings. Then go to system. So you can change this to whatever you like, because there are games that requires you to change some dates so that it will progress much faster. Disable VSync here. Go to CPU. Really simple settings, so be sure to copy that. Then go to graphics. So graphics backend API should be in Vulkan. Your preferred GPUs that you have a dedicated graphics card. You should enable shader cache, enable macro HLE. Intel aliasing, you can put none for so that it will not be taxing into your computer, but mine I'm gonna try SMAA Ultra. And then resolution scale is that I have set mine in 2x resolution so that the game will look much sharper, much more beautiful than the native resolution of the Switch. But if your PC is having performance issues, then just revert back to native resolution, which is 720p or 1080p. And but for me, 2x resolution is the best. And also just change the Intel aliasing to none if you're having some issues too. So once you're done, go to audio, really simple settings, be sure to copy that. But if you want to play online or multiplayer, go to network settings. So these are my settings, so be sure to copy them. And once you're done, hit apply and hit OK. Congratulations, your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run and play any Nintendo Switch game, such as the latest Paper Mario the 1000-year or so. A little bit of disclaimer, I hope to be able to show you guys a gameplay of this game running into my PC because we all know how strict Nintendo is and they do not support this kind of content. So if I showed you a gameplay that Paper Mario the 1000-year door is running perfectly in Ryujinx emulator, then my channel will be taken down and my videos will be taken down, and that will be a major hassle on my side. So I hope you guys understand that part. But I am willing to compromise a little bit. That's why I will try to boot up the game into the title screen, and once I am in the title screen, I'm just gonna stop the emulation from there. So I'm gonna boot up the game, and also I'm just gonna blur the screen from here on out so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strikes into my channel. So let's wait for a bit. So it will crash because I have changed some settings in it. This SMAA settings. So I'm just gonna open Ryujinx again, and we'll try to load Paper Mario again. So let's try to boot it up again, okay? So if you have some settings change, you'll have to need to restart Ryujinx so that there'll be no crashes into your playthrough. Okay. So as you can see, the game is running and it runs quite well. So I'm just going to stop the emulation from here. So as long as you have followed all the steps that I've shown you in this guide, you'll be able to play Paper Mario the 1000-year door with no issues at all. So if you have some questions, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.